and welcome back to the Crochet Crowd, as well as my friends at Jimmy Bean's Wool. And today I'm using Scheepjes Chunky Monkey. Both of these scarves take 3 balls only using a 6mm size J crochet hook. However, I got a little bit of a tip for you, and in the picture of this tutorial is going to be the one I'm focusing on. They're the same concept, just different counts, and also the fringe is where I really want to talk to you about. Both of these scarves are the same concept. The difference is this scarf here has only 3 single crochets in the center to do a thinner stripe and still has the 7 on both sides. And this one here has 7, 7, and 7. So what I wanted to do is that I wanted to see how far I could go with the Chunky Monkey, and I got to a great length with this. Now, when you do 7, 7, 7, the yarn pretty much runs out for all 3 balls at the same time at the end. However, when you use 7 on here and 7 on this side, for these, it runs out at the same length as this one, but by using a smaller stripe in the middle, you can keep extra yarn left over to make the fringe. Now, there's so much yarn left over in this one here in the center that you can create the fringe for the second version right here. So you can still have your 777s here, or you can have this combination, but either combination works out to be the same length because I just stop when the balls run out. So that's kind of a cool concept, and I'm really excited to show you. So let's go down to the studio and show you how to make these. So let's begin to do the one with the 777s. I'm just going to create a slip knot with one color, and I'm not going to take this color all the way across. So everything is in sets of 7. So let's begin, and you're going to chain 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And let's hold that there. I want to grab a next color that I want to play with and just loop it. So don't create a slip knot because it'll look like hell. So just loop it and pull through for another 7. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, and let's grab our next color up. So there's 3 colors total. Again, loop it, do not create a slip knot, and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And because this is the last color, you need to do 1 more. So it's technically 8, because what we're going to do is we're going to travel with single crochet going all the way across and only using the colors so that it lines up with each other. Let's begin row number 1. To go back across row number 1, you're going to go directly behind the hook and grab that one there. It's almost like Tunisian. So normally we go second chain from the hook. I don't want you to do that, and I just want you to go right behind there. So we have to have a total count of 7. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is the 7th. Here's the trick. You're not going to pull through with this final color. When you pull through a loop, the loop is actually the house, the roof of the next stitch, I guess. I always say it's like a house. Always throw the yarn when you're done with it behind the project, never bring it in front. And because this yarn here should be in front, and you'll see that happening in the future, throw the straggler behind there as well. Without pulling it too tight, I want you to begin to do the white then and just finish the stitch, and so that you see this is the roof of the next stitch. So starting, and you're going to do the next 7. So starting right behind it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And so on the 7th one, just toss this to behind, leave it behind your work, and grab the next color up. Throw your straggler back there too. So don't reef on it too tight because you need to see it. So you're going to pull through. That's the roof of the next stitch. So we now have 7 stitches left, and you can count it. You can see it on the chain. So starting in the first one, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So now we just have our 7s all lined up right to the very end. So when you go to turn your work, you make sure that you want to turn this in a way that this will not constantly tangle. So if you keep turning in the same direction, you're going to twist this yarn. So in one direction, you have to turn one way, and in the other direction, you turn back so that you prevent the tangle. So I can just simply just turn it over now. And if I pull the yarn as it's sitting off camera here, see how it's already starting to turn? So I would want to just move this project and just kind of twist it back. Just one, and that will release it from the tangle. Okay, so it's turning our work, and we're going to begin going back. So you're only going to play within the same colors of the same yarn. So you're just going to chain 1, and you'll do 1 single crochet. Now you can stop counting, because if you confirm that there's 7 on the last round, you'll always see 7. So you're only concentrating on where it's changing color. And this allows it to be a project you can talk with others, because you don't have to count. So once this color is done, so this is the final one of this color, throw it in behind, and this yarn here should be sitting in front of the work. So you're going to grab the one to the yarn ball, and you were going to just pull up on it, and here's the secret. See how it's coming over on an angle like this? This will look like sin later. So what you have to do is that this is your first stitch, move your hook and capture this, and single crochet, and that pushes that back underneath that stitch. So therefore it'll look clean. So then you continue to go across with the same color. So the trick is to make sure that you throw those yarns in behind the project as you're working your way through. And again, there's 7 of this color. So you have to remember that the roof of the final pull through has to be the same color as the stitch that's below it. So throw this in behind, grab the one that's leading to the yarn ball, pull up and into the stitch, because this is the roof of the next one. And this one that you're dragged over, just move your hook in front of it and right through the stitch, and that'll hold it. So it goes straight up, so it's a nice clean line. And then you're just going all the way across with this color. This project is really fast. I did the Christmas version scarf in just 2 nights. And because there's only 3 stitches in a row, for that one, in the center, it's less stitches, so you go faster. So looking at how this is turned, you're going to want to turn it in a way that it prevents it from tangling. See this? That's a natural look right there. Okay, so that's something that is not your fault if you see that. So chain 1, and you're just going to single crochet across the tops. So this is better to my point of view than tapestry. You have nice clean lines, and you don't have any bleed through of colors underneath the stitches. Okay, so just let it behind, change it to white on the final pull through. You do get used to doing this process. Okay, so it's coming up on an angle, so just push the hook behind it and force it to sit straight up. And you'll have clean lines all the way throughout your scarf. So you're just going to crochet back and forth until the cows come home, or till your chunky monkeys start running out, or any yarn that you want. If you're substituting your yarn, it doesn't really matter what length that you do this. You'll get about 74 inches, I believe, on this by you doing the chunky monkey, and you stop as soon as one of the colors is done. So pulling this through. Okay, I made that look complicated. Okay, so here's the dragged up line. So if you leave it in position, what happens is that it drags over like this, and it looks like that, which I think looks like sin. So if you get that hook in behind and just push it forward, it's a nice clean line. So this is how you do this concept. It's a great little project to sit with others and crochet without having to really think about it. The colors really tell you what to do. And so you don't really have to excessively count for this concept, which I think is a great little conversational piece. Once you get enough done, you can just start weaving in your ends at the bottom here, and just take your tapestry needle and just carefully just put that into position. We did loop it. We did not create a slip knot, so you're going to want to do that anyway, and just stay within the same colors. And to get things to stay in a scarf, you just got to make sure that you go back and forth a total of 3 times and staying on the edge. So that would be how you would secure that in. Kind of pull on it and just stay there. Now, let's talk fringe. The fringe is really quite easy. And the fringe is made up of, like if I show it to you here, it's made up of 3 strips each of 12 inches long. And then I put the item through like a fringe, and then I pull it through, and then it's gonna be all weird lengths. So then once I steam this, and then I just let it hang over a table, and then I cut the bottom at an even level, and then I just gave it a bit of steam just to make it really quite flowing. So there's a total here on this scarf, there's a total of 11 of these, and they're every other stitch that's secured in. So start off on the edge, skip a stitch, do the next one, and so on. So you have a total count of 11 going all the way across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So the Christmas version only has 9 that go across because the center is smaller. So this is a really neat concept. I think that you can enjoy this and have a great project. And again, you can make it any length that you want to. That's it for now. We hope you have a good one.